Floyd Sr. to prep him for this fight. There was no promise of working the corner, just to prepare him. Round one is underway. After all the talk, now they can engage in the ring.
Here we go, Joe. I sure hope that I'm wrong about the chess match.
It's a right hand by Coleman before they tie up.
Step back. Box.
You get the sense, though, all week long, even with all the bad blood and the trash talk, that Paris always had intent to stay controlled and to do what he does.
Let's go,
Coleman was the one that you sensed was much more effective.
Yeah. You know what? Paris, he has the demeanor of a pit bull, to tell you the truth. Coleman's nicknamed the pit bull, but Vernon has the demeanor of the pit bull, the temperament of, I'm not going to bark, because pit bulls aren't really intimidating when they bark, but they bite. So he's had that demeanor the entire time. As far as Coleman, he's been more of a German Shepherd, barking away, but could still fight.
Look at you with the dog analogies. That's like, I mean, you're filling in for Teddy Atlas very well when you start doing analogies that include dogs.
In honor of Teddy Atlas, but let me just say, I don't condone dog fighting.
Teddy, of course, in Russia for the next few weeks as he's training Alexander Povetkin. Paris able to score here against Coleman. Coleman rallies back there, trying to touch him with the jab. There's a right hand to the body by Coleman, but Paris touching him there with that two-punch combination.
These are two high-level fighters that you're seeing here. And I'm going to stick with the dog analogy with great pedigree. Both these guys are really had really extensive amateur records.
Step back. Let's go.
Vernon-Paris was a junior Olympic champion, national junior Olympic champion, and 2001 national silver gloves champion. I mean, those are big titles to win as an amateur. He's undefeated as a pro, and he's had a tough life.
Don't push.
He almost just walked into the right hand. Yeah, he has had a very tough life as he survived two near-death experiences. Back in May 2008, he fled Detroit after being stabbed, had a lung and a kidney pierced. And in September 2006, he was shot 3 times. In fact, he still has a bullet lodged in his back and one in his thigh.
Unbelievable, Joe. I mean, it's something out of like The Sopranos. I understand Detroit is a tough city. Baltimore is a tough city.
He's been greatly impacted by his inner city background. 30 seconds to go here in round one. There's another right hand by Coleman as Paris came forward and then engages him.
Okay, let me just say right now, I was wrong about the chess match. This is a great first round. Both these men are punching hard. Counter punches are great. Body shots are unbelievably hard. It's an even round so far.
Now you see some redness around the nose and the face of Vernon-Paris. Each man scored well here in round number one. More to come in this grudge match. Stay with us. Look at what happened at the bell.
This is a close round up until the last 5 seconds. I think by that right hand that just landed, Vernon-Paris actually won that round. But what a great round it was. A lot of punches being landed. It was solid round one.
Let's go, Box.
Remember, they were scheduled to fight on January 29th. Coleman pulled out of that fight with an injury that Vernon-Paris has questioned. Says he wants to punish Tim Coleman for what he did back then, calling it a quote-unquote shoulder injury.
Bring him up.
Both these fighters very relaxed, punching very hard at the body. That's a great shot that he landed right there. He took it upstairs with a straight right hand.
Right hand by Paris. Reminder that the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Pocono is Sunday on ESPN, and coverage is going to get underway at 1 Eastern.
You can see the effect that Mayweather has had on both fighters. Coleman actually has it a little bit more. He rolls that shoulder. He controls the face with the jab, and he throws great body shots.
Floyd Sr. prepped Paris. Roger prepped Coleman. This with that lead hook. Paris tried to get underneath it. There's that long striding jab by Paris. A little bit of blood coming from his nose.
The way to be effective against that Floyd Mayweather defense is to double up your punches. You got to double up your left hook or double up your right hand. That way you offset the back and forth motion of the defense. Also, that right hook that both men are throwing to the right side of the body and left side of the body are really good.
Here you go, stop, sit back.
Who has the advantage at close range with the infighting, Sergio?
I say Coleman. Coleman's a little bit crisper, but
Good right hand! Scores a knockdown!
3, 4.
A little bit of an off-balance shot, but it still landed the back of the head. The glove touched the ground. That's a legitimate knockdown.
Here we go.
So a minute to go in round 2, and Coleman strikes first.
Watch your heads on your side. Stop! Step back, here we go. Box.
Left hook by Paris.
No, stop. Let him out. Here we go, box.
Paris looks good on his feet here after going down. There's a left hook by Coleman, a lead right hand by vernon-paris.
Get off his head, let's go.
Those are the right hooks that I'm talking about, where he goes downstairs and he goes right back upstairs. Right there, he just missed it because it was a crazy shot. If he would have straightened it out, he would have landed that right hand again.
Stop, step back.
Paris would have.
Let's go. Let go, hands are free.
Left hand was to the belt line, digs underneath, doubles up the right hand that time at close range.
Okay, stop, here we go. Let him go. Here we go.
The only reason these two fighters aren't considered world class yet is because of their opposition, but I'm telling you right now, they're world class.
Lofty statement here as they're still making their strides. We'll see who gets through tonight.
The reason that punch landed on Paris is because Coleman threw it short. He didn't pull back that right hand. It was just a little tiny shot. It landed right on the button, and that was a knockdown. Whether his glove touched the floor or not, he was going to go down. Solid
Dan
short right
administered the count. So Tim-Coleman scores the knockdown in round number 2.
No, bring him up.
Great left hook there by Coleman.
Remember, Coleman so upset by some of the things vernon-paris had said. A lunging left hook that time. Comes back, takes that step in, catches him with a short right uppercut. There were visions of Emmanuel Augustus for a moment there, hopping in with that high knee.
He jumped in with a Roy Jones type left hook.
Indeed.
And he got a little comfortable. He landed it, but he still needs to go back to what's working. I like the fact that he's loosening up. He looks good. He's punching sharp and crisp, but he needs to keep his chin down a little bit. Coleman does.
Right hand to the body, trying to get under that left elbow of Coleman. Now on the inside, places a left hand to the body, then a right uppercut, and comes around with a right hand to the body as well does Paris. Stabbing with that jab, feels like he's got things in control for a moment, and then Coleman ties up.
Coleman got a little stunned by that body shot right there. You could tell by the way he's holding on right there. It's a funny thing. You could be in control of a round, just like Coleman was doing. Relaxed, starting to feel good. One body shot can change things.
Let's go.
It just changes your whole frame of mind, and your legs don't cooperate with your hands don't move.
It's like instant paralysis. There's a good left hook now by Coleman. Back and forth they go here tonight.
I'm so glad I was wrong at the chestnut there. Let me go back to what I said about world class. It's not that they can compete for the world title right now. It's just the skills that they're portraying right now. It's unbelievable. And you could tell that their pedigree as far as their amateur boxing is being displayed here. Both of them are very comfortable throwing hard shots, great body shots. That's when you know a fighter's really experienced.
I also think that there's a level of intense focus that the two of them have probably never had before because of how much went into this. And now Paris, a series of headshots.
Great shots right there. And I'll tell you what, he finally did what I said earlier. He doubled up on the left hook, and that's what made that right hand land. You start doing that, you're going to get your... Either fighter has that similar defense, so you got to double up, just like Paris did right there. I like what he did.
No, punch in the back of the head.
Coleman comes driving forward with downward right hands. This has been a very entertaining third round. The ebb and flow, back and forth. Both men have had the best of it at times. Of course, round number 2, highlighted by the knockdown scored by Coleman with that right hand.
Stop, step back.
This is the beauty of boxing, Joe. This ain't fighting. These guys are punching hard, but they're boxing. They're being artistic, but they're still being aggressive. This is a great fight.
Short right hand by Coleman. Coleman and Paris. Little cut over the left eye of Paris. End of 3.
Time.